power with might. 'Cause if I'm afraid, doesn't mean that I'm not brave. And if I doubt, doesn't mean that I've lost faith. And if I fall, doesn't mean I can't go on. And if I cry, doesn't mean that I'm not strong. I can weep like there's no tomorrow, 'cause I know what tears are for. They wash away the sorrow to make room for joy and more. So if I'm afraid, doesn't mean that I'm not brave. And if I doubt, doesn't mean that I've lost faith. And if I fall, doesn't mean I can't go on. And if I cry, doesn't mean that I'm not strong. If I cry, doesn't mean that I'm not strong. Here I am, a woman.
Over of light, come, come, come. No, doesn't matter. Come, come, come. If it be 1,000 times, come, come, come. First, middle, latter, come, 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 just come. Wayfarer, wanderer, come, come, come. Timid, hesitant, and shy, come, come, come. Oh, weary laborer, come, come, come. Playful, ready to fly, come, 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 just come. Simply come. No need to pack it all up. Yes, it's best left behind. What good will it do you now? And no place and time, no place and time, no place and time. So whoever you are, come, come, from the rain, from the sun. Come, 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 of the earth and of the stars. Come, 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 getting more done. Come, 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 just come. Simply come. Oh, come. Oh, come. Oh, come. Just come.
Well, again last night we began to fight like all the times before. Oh, when suddenly I felt strange through and through. The things in my head and the words I said didn't make sense anymore. Now I realize my life's a lie. I can't think of what to do. But if I could leave me now, I'd walk right out on me. I tell myself for my own health it's time to set me free. In fact, I've taken from me much more than I should. So if I could leave me now, yes I would. Well, it's hard to see how you stayed with me now that these eyes are open. My bags are packed and sitting by the door. I could go somewhere, but I'd still be there. So secretly I'm hoping I can stick around until I found who I am once more. But if I could leave me now, I'd walk right out on me. I tell myself for my own health it's time to set me free. In fact, I've taken from me much more than I should. So if I could leave me now, yes I would.
Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, flowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads. All my memories gather round her. miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eye, country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. I hear her voice in the morning hour, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads, take me home, down country roads.
Welcome to church.
Welcome to Columbine Unity Spiritual Center. Thank you for that rousing start, Luke and Stephanie. We welcome you here. And at Columbine, our vision is that centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. And please join us now in a joy song.
That's us, Luke. So we chose a couple of songs you guys could definitely sing along to. So we want to hear you.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in this world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine on till tomorrow, let it be. And I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. And whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Children, come up. Come on up. Thank you. We can just stand right here. That feels better. Here they come. Thank you, guys. They're my security blanket. I think I tell you that every week. So, hi, Aubrey. You can just stand right here, too. Thank you, Chloe. I love it. Oh. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, so again, another Sunday morning. I love Sunday mornings because I get to be here with all of you, which is really exciting. And we are still working on our unity principle number 3, which is that we create our own reality by our thoughts and our actions. And we're practicing on a song that we're going to sing for you guys in a couple weeks, so that's super exciting. And today we're making decorations because we're having a family potluck this Wednesday night, and we're super excited about that. So you can bless us out. I think we're ready.
We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We see the Christ you are.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way.
Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind.
It's gonna be a bright, bright,
Bright sunshiny day.
It's gonna be a bright, bright, bright,
Bright sunshiny day.
Think I can make it now, the pain is gone.
All of the bad feelings have disappeared.
Amen.
Here is
That rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, bright,
bright
sunshiny day.
Looks run around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's
Nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright,
bright
sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, bright,
bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright
be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. We just stay here. It's
And-
like we never. So good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. It's so nice to be here again. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was blind, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace that fear relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
So I'm going to invite us into a time of prayer now. Feel that grace, just embody that grace of spirit that is always available to us. Take a deep cleansing breath. Allow yourself to be fully present in this room among these beautiful souls that are all here with us today, and those online watching as well. Sweet Spirit, we are so grateful for
the awareness of grace. Grace that is always available to us. Grace that is a gift from Spirit. The ability to see clearly. The ability to let it be. Such beautiful music we've had this morning, which is exactly what we're about today. So Spirit, we are grateful for this awareness, for this knowing, for this love. That love's presence is always with us, always available to us, that we can never be separate from it. And so thank you, Spirit, for that grace, that we can know that we can feel that we can be that, and express from that part of ourselves. And so we hold with love and with grace everyone on our prayer list, every prayer request in our prayer box, every situation that surrounds them, that surrounds us, every circumstance that is not seeming love. And we surround it with that love that we are. And now I invite us into a time of meditation, a time where we align with that part of ourselves that already knows all this. We align with it. We allow it to seep in to our consciousness. At the end of our time in the silence, we'll have some beautiful music to reflect on. But for now, let's rest together in the stillness. keeps you swaying. I am fragrance in the air. I am flowers in your hair. I am love. I am love. Get close to me. Get close to me when the colder breezes blow. Get close to me when you feel that you don't know. Everything that's in this world is an answer to a prayer. I am love. I am love. Get close to me. When you look into the darkness, I am the light from your eyes. If a fear sneaks up behind you, I am the courage deep inside. When all else do seem to leave you, and the world looks on to grieve you, I am love. I am love. Get close to me. Get close to me when the colder breezes blow. Get close to me when you feel that you don't know. Everything that's in this world is an answer to a prayer. I am love. I am love. Get close to me. Get close to me when the colder breezes blow. Get close to me when you feel that you don't know. When you listen to your heart, you will find that I am there. I am love. I am love. Get close to me.
Thanks, Stephanie and Luke. Beautiful. Get your tickets now. They're going to be playing at the Muse on April 1st. We just bought our tickets yesterday morning. I have the privilege of introducing our guest speaker this morning, Reverend Steve Colliday. He is from Unity Worldwide Ministries. He's served as a Unity minister, Unity ordained minister for over 24 years. He's a transitional interim minister for Unity Worldwide Ministries, as well as a consultant. He's been working with the board. We've met with him a couple of times, and he's met with our prayer chaplains. And I have to tell you, both the times the board has met with Steve, it's just been extremely heart-opening. And I expect that's what you're going to get out of his message this morning as well. It's very heart-opening. So I'm really pleased to have him here. He's also going to be doing the workshop after the service, so plan to stick around for that. But he's also worked with Scott Shell quite a bit,
Yeah.
right? During
Scott and I are buddies, long time. We were on the regional board, the South Central Unity Regional Board, Scott and I and others, and we have stories to tell. As you might know, Scott.
So we're just so pleased to have you here today, and
thank
everybody
you.
give him a warm welcome.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to be here. Well, good morning, Columbine Unity. How awesome it is to be a part of this ministry. I have known you through Scott all the times I served with him on the South Central Unity Regional Board. And my heart has been with you. And over the years, I follow a lot of the ministries, a lot of the churches around Unity. And having been a minister myself for 14 years as a senior minister in various places, I understand what the symptoms are of calling for love, it's a return to awareness of love's presence. And we've already heard everything we need to hear today. I mean, with the music, with the words, Get Close to Me, that is a stunning, absolutely beautiful song. I am loved, get close to me. That is our very nature, is it not? And isn't it so that anyone that you know that might be going through some drama, let's start with ourselves, looking in the mirror, or could it be that's what's really going on? It's a call for love. Of course, miracles suggest that anything that is not of love is but a call for love, and particularly anger. I mean, really. I've made a lot of progress in my life in terms of dealing with the stuff. And not that I have anything to say to anyone, other than I continue to stumble towards awareness of love's presence, for example. And every time I think that everything is just absolutely the way it should be totally, I've been a core meditator for many, many years. Actually I haven't missed a day for 2,800 something days, according to my Insight timer. And it's very important. It's really important to me to return to center, to get back into the awareness of the flow. And so this last Thursday, I was having, sometimes these meditation experiences are just wonderful, off the wall. By any definition, you're just alive, you're in your heart, and it's just wonderful, very deep. I do my 35 minutes, and I was towards the end of it and feeling just very thankful and very alive, and all of a sudden, my watch gave me a reminder that my Amazon account had been hacked. And I know it was a hack. This was a hack. I forgot to turn off the notifications, because I know the notifications about what's going on in the world will get me off center instantly in a big way. Yes? And so when things go on in the world regarding something that we didn't think we signed up for, and that is to be a part of the C word, conflict, or the D word, drama. We didn't think we signed up for it when something happens on the planet in our lives. But I discovered a new scripture, and we have a slide, a new scripture that says really what the truth is. Wherever two or more are gathered, there will be the opportunity for conflict. Now, we laugh at that. I laugh at that. I've been saying this for decades. And you know what's true is, I have not made peace totally in my life. That conflict is inevitable. Drama, disagreement is inevitable. Because what's really true is as I pay attention to my life, is this life in the human form, everything is primarily a projection on my part, projection of what I thought, what I believe, what I want to see, what I've been taught. And it's also inevitable that I will have an opportunity to return to center, because I'm not in a situation with conflict. And let's say that there's something going on, and it's very easy these days to look around our lives, all that's going on. And we don't need to say that no one knows that everything is up these days for another look. Everything on the planet, all systems, all people, all organizations, all teachings. There is nothing that is not going through a call for transformation. And so where will we believe when someone is working their stuff? Will we let it be? Will we acknowledge that within them there is the potential and there is the reality of love and the experience of love? And how about within me? I mean, what are the issues in life that brought you here tonight? Not tonight, this morning. It's still early. So why are you here this morning? We come to experience like Unity in Columbine. We come to experience because we want another way of living and surviving in this world and healing and letting go of it. And so what do we do? What is our intention? And I want to share a few things. What's the energy and the intention that you bring to this sacred time in your life? And let's talk about where we are right now today. Some of you have come for all kinds of reasons. And I want to really acknowledge those of you that might be new. Anybody here for the first time, but you Columbine? Well, welcome. Welcome. You're in a wonderful place. This is a place that is totally on fire with love and spirit, and in my mind, one of the top Unity ministries that thrive in terms of thriving and walking the talk and blah, 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 all of that. And so, welcome here. And so, we have all kinds of reasons for being here. So what is your intention? What's the energy and intention that you bring to this sacred time of change? Now, there's a lot of in that word. I've put in front of change the word sacred. Now, do you believe that for yourself? Think of one of the reasons you came here, or what has been a real hot, very difficult challenge for you to see peace in and to overcome. Pick one. I mean, not as if you only have one. Or maybe it's someone that does not. So, what is your spiritual intention? And will you see this through the lens of love eyes, your eyes? What is your intention? What's the intention that you bring to this place? And so that's a suggestion of it. So what are we talking about? One of the takeaways for today might be, well, I have an intention of being more aware of when I'm called to move into seeing this as sacred change. And is my response going to be sacred? And so sacred change and sacred intentions can be, and I want to give you a few suggestions. Not that you don't know this, but it's something for you to pay attention and come up with something on your own. The sacred intention of it is to honor the sacredness of this time of change. And just because we're off center in our lives and in a relationship, and I've given up on politics, I've given up on someone at work, someone in my life, current, past, or perhaps word future, or someone in this ministry, in this church. I've given up. What's your intention? Is your intention to honor the sacredness? There's a call for moving into an awareness of sacredness. And then, am I very willing to immediately apply for and apply all the principles that we teach in Unity in the midst of change? And so what is our immediate response? Is there a response which might suggest there's some mindfulness around, I really need to take a moment and breathe and do what I know how to do. And I also want to get back to seeing this and seeing another way of looking at this. There must be another way of looking at this. And so, will you look into what you call your shadow? Now, in some ways, we get into some psychological terms, and I have a background in a lot of that. And none of us want to do shadow work. And particularly, we say we don't go to church to work on shadow work. What is a shadow? A shadow has many definitions, but a brief one for today. And I say that for today because it changes tomorrow for me. The one is, shadow is a place where I am not aware of the majesty of the magnificent possibilities in my life or in others or in this situation that seems absolutely horrific and impossible. And so I have that shadow, and it's a shadow belief. And we all have our own shadow work to do. And if you have some kind of experience with some personal growth reading and so on, you know what that's about. And it can be painful, and it's something we push away, and it's something that's unconscious in so many different ways. And another thing that happens is that those of us on a path like a spiritual path, You may have heard of something called spiritual bypassing. And we laugh at it and I laugh at it because I've taught this. I say, well, hell, this is talking about me. What happens with a lot of us, and some maybe you could say it's with Unity people, we laugh about it, and it's sort of like, well, I feel so good, and I'm not going to let this get in my way. And there's nothing that I need to do, and I'm just going to pray. I'm going to take it into prayer. And we pray, and we get off center, and we don't do the work that is ours to do. And what is ours to do is to dive into, okay, what part of me is calling for healing? If I'm seeing it out there in our community, in our planet, and in my life, and in others, it's work for me to do. And that also relates, do we have an intention of embracing the divinity in all? Now, we may not want to believe it. Unity teaches that we are one in consciousness. There's no separation. And so what do we do with that? Everyone has a spark of divinity within them. What we teach is something that's very difficult for some people to embrace, in that JC, Jesus the Christ, came on the planet not to tell us to do everything that he did. He said, the work that you have done, that I have done, you shall also do, and more of this shall you do. He proclaimed the divinity of all humankind. And as we know what happens when organizations get created, over time things have a tendency of getting distorted or off, whatever it is. And we don't really know at one level exactly what it is. Wars are still being fought over what is spiritual and religious truth. So we're not here to tell you that this is the way you have to believe. But what we're here to tell you is that if you want to believe in a concept, as you look in the mirror, that you are a divine daughter or son of God, of the Most High, period. And so is everyone else on the planet, no matter what their behavior. We are not our behaviors. Thank God. For me. So, one of the questions I have during this time is, will we be gentle with ourselves as we look at what's happening, and what are we called to do? And sometimes it's really very difficult. I'll give you an example of how difficult it is to reach out for support. And some of us know it's very, very possible. I would ask, I'm not going to ask everybody to raise their hand here, but when I'm with a group of ministers, I sometimes will do this. Because it's been quite a journey for me to be able to reach out. And one thing I do know from all my time being involved with Unity, when I first heard about Silent Unity, the 24-hour prayer ministry, it's free for everybody. Millions of people around the planet have called in for prayer support for themselves or for others. And so the idea of putting prayer in your life and action makes all kinds of sense. It was beautiful what we heard this morning, that what our children are learning today, or relearning, and what we could be learning and relearning, is our thoughts have creative power. Our thoughts have creative power. So, if I believe in the power of prayer, I ask a group of ministers, well, how many of you call Silent Unity, and say you call Silent Unity for prayer support for someone else in the last month? Most hands would go up. And then I say, well, how many of you have called Silent Unity for yourself in the last month? Oh, just for yourself, not for somebody else. And I can see the beauty, the smile is in those faces. Are we worth it? Are we willing to acknowledge that we are part of this community? And then what's difficult is when things get really tough. One of my early ministries, before I ever heard of Unity, I'm not a Vietnam veteran. During the Vietnam era, I had a medical deferment and did not go to the war, which I was not in favor of the Vietnam War. And one thing that I learned was how sad it was of all the lives lost Vietnam and the United States, U.S. lost 58,000 deaths. The time I was living in California working as a consultant for Kaiser Permanente, and I had a background in counseling and thought I was going to be a therapist, but I shifted to organizational psychology. Who knew? And so I read an article in the LA Times that said there were 60,000 suicides in the 4 years after the war ended. That stunned me. Popular media that I was reading didn't pick that up. And the article mentioned, the focus of this article was the vets came back, weren't getting the kind of treatment they wanted for PTSD, for post-traumatic stress, and they started their own storefront walk-in counseling centers, and when possible they would hire a therapist or just do rap groups. That's what it was doing. And there was one of these Vietnam vet centers in Carson, California, near where I lived, and I decided to stop by there. And I walked in, and the team leader, his name is Tom, I said, yeah, I'm not licensed, but I have a lot of counseling training. I'd like to support anything I can do to help you folks. And he said, well, yeah, it's funny you come in because next week we're starting a new combat rap group for veterans that just came back to this country. And I breathed, and I said, oh, fuck, me? I don't know what to do. And so I said, yes. I said yes. And there were 12, 15 guys there, and it was beyond words. It was stunning. It was horrific. It was horrible. I was in tears. They were in tears. It seemed like hopelessness. And yet there was something that got me. And so that became my ministry over the years. Even when Tom, I later found out, he committed suicide, the team leader of that ministry. Every place I've lived, I've checked into a vet center. At the time before HIPAA, I would be able to be involved at a different level. And to this very day, I still continue that kind of work. That's my ministry. And so in working with veterans, what I notice is this group I'm with now, this organization called the Battle Within in the Kansas City metro area, they teach, they don't call it love, they don't even use the word spirituality, but they teach unconditional positive regard. I call it UPR for these veterans and police and first responders that have gone through horrific stuff. They're there for PTSD. Unconditional positive regard. The reality of it is, guess what they're doing by the time the 5-day intensive healing academy happens? Groups of 5 to 15 people. They are calling each other, I love you, brother. I love you, sister. They use the word love. They return to awareness of love's presence. And so one of the questions is, and I continue to serve them as a mentor. It's a powerful, wonderful ministry for me. And so it occurs to me, well, you know, we do sing this song, let there be peace on earth. And let it begin with you, with somebody else. I'd be at peace if it wasn't for you. Or maybe it's yourself that you haven't forgiven yet. One church I once served, they wanted to change the words to, yes, there is peace on earth. And yes, it begins with me. And so, we all have all the tools, all the support that we ever need, the resources we need. And I think we know that. And so this too, not only shall pass, but has passed. And so let's congratulate ourselves and be easy on ourselves and be gentle on ourselves and say, yes, we let it be. The beingness is what it's all about. And so I say thank you for your time this morning and for seeing you and getting the energy of Unity Columbine. Wow, I really sense the difference you're making in your lives and in other lives. It's very contagious. And so when you're making a choice for love, it's a choice for everyone. So thanks for your choices. Thanks for choosing love. God bless you. A little long.
Talk was so good it put my guitar out of tune.
As a child, we dream of flying. It comes easy, no need for trying. We grow up, our feet get heavy. Dreams of flight are just a memory. We learn to fear when we learn the rules here. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? Children love with no illusions. They play games with no confusion. You and I, we burned our fingers. Now the fear of pain still lingers. We hold on tight while we measure what's wrong and what's right. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? You'd sing a song you never sang, go break dancing in the rain, keep a smile on your face. You could travel outer space, change the world if that's your thing. Buy yourself a diamond ring, wear leather and plaid. You could start your own fad. Here's the truth you've not been told. Holding back will make you old. There are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. No fear, no fear. What would you do if you knew no fear? Give it everything you've got. Know that it was your best shot. You didn't hold back. You're on the right track. Go dancing in the mall. Stand up proud and tall while you say what you think. You can paint your house pink without fear, no fear. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? As a child, we dream of flying. It comes easy, no need for trying.
Thank you. Boy, beautiful songwriting and presentation. Thank you so much. Let's start this time of our service with our mission statement, our purpose statement. Let's say it together. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And one of the ways that you can do that is by supporting Columbine financially, because we are a self-sustaining community, and every gift that we receive is very much appreciated and blessed and put to use to create everything that happens here, the physical aspects and the non-tangible aspects. So one of the ways that you can do that is today in the sanctuary. Let's go ahead and start that process by saying our offering blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And now let's give a quick hello to our online viewers. We're so happy that you're joining us here today. Thank you for your presence. And as Reverend Steve mentioned, we will be having an opportunity to meet with him starting at about 11:45 today, to dig deeper into this concept of healing and self-reconciliation. So some of you have pre-registered, and thank you for letting us know. And if you didn't, you are welcome. You are welcome to join us. We'll have a sign-up table out there shortly before the workshop begins. And this will last approximately an hour and a half, is what I've heard. Okay, just for those of you for planning purposes. And so please join us for that. The men's retreat is March 24th and 25th, and this retreat has been designed especially with our younger men in mind. So there will be a chance for the longer-term members to mentor and welcome and provide for the younger men some of the support that you might be seeking in your spiritual journey. So please look for details of that in your bulletin and your update. And also in Foss Hall today, you'll be able to get some questions answered if you have them. And
I'm
Rick Diamond.
I am helping facilitate the men's retreat at Columbine Unity, March 24th and 25th. I've been working with men for 30 years in many, many settings, and I'm convinced that our culture has told us a lie. It's told us that we have to be strong and conquering and unemotional, and we have to run everything, and we have to be busy. And it has turned us into robots and savages. It makes us sad and lonely and violent. Our retreat is going to look at another way of being male, another way of showing up in the world, because all along we are all longing for home, for healing, for spirit. So we're going to share that together at the retreat, and we are going to laugh, and we're going to have fun, and there'll be snacks and goodies and coffee, and I'll probably need some coffee. I'm really looking forward to being with you men. See you in March.
And then through the month of March, we have our Sister Carmen drive for food and for personal items. And there is a list available to you so you can see what are the most needed items. I just wanted to give a quick reminder, we're not able to accept clothing on this drive. That was another time in the fall. We have a Holy Thursday service planned, and that will be April the 6th at 5:30, and this will include foot washing and communion. So please come prepared for both. And who are our prayer chaplains today? Brooke and Vicki. Thank you so much for being here. And I also wanted to congratulate everyone for being here with the time change. We did it. We did it. And now let's stand for our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family on to say what you think. You could paint your house pink without fear, no fear. What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? What would you do if you knew no fear? As a child we dream of flying. It comes easy, no need for trying. Bless you all.